Such a twisted motherfucker is Taiju, but before we can get into that shenanigans, we must go into the beginning, where it's basically setting up all of the stuff that's gonna happen in this episode. Taiju separating from the Black Dragon, Yusaha receiving a phone call which will bring her into the plot, and one of the most biggest things is Takemichi receiving Baji's thing. I don't know it by name, but here's the word for it because I forgot it. From Chifuyu, which, by the way, we get to see a bit of Chifuyu's past with Baji kicking his ass after he kicked some of the Division 1 members' asses. So I was caught off guard by that, honestly. It's nice seeing Baji once again. Honestly, he would have been a fun character if he had stayed alive, but oh well. Anyway, so we definitely have everyone setting up. Takemichi, Kisaki, Hanma, and Chifuyu, the team Hanmas, are basically setting the stage. Takemichi talking to Hakai, going like heart to heart, bro to bro. Basically, obviously Hakai's kind of mad that he's there. He's like, get the hell out of here, that I'm trying to kill my brother. And Takemichi is not only like stays there, but he's like, no. He basically tells Hakai that he broke up with Hina because he wants to protect her, and trying to tell him that if he murders Taiju, that's not gonna help anything. It'll make Yusaha be sad because her brother will turn into a murderer. But before, like, just as it seems like Takemichi might get through Hakai using Talk no Jutsu, Taiju appears. Now, the plan was Chifuyu, Kisaki, and Hanma are supposed to face off Taiju and hold him back long enough for Takemichi to convince Hakai to not kill his brother. The problem with that is Kisaki basically betrayed the group. Kisaki and Hanma. So yeah, I guess as a viewer, you kind of should have expected that. Even Takemichi should have expected something like that, but oh well, it's too late. Taiju's obviously pissed. He's reciting a verse, and he sees Takemichi and Hakai, so yeah, he's kind of pissed. And obviously a slight fight goes, and Hakai tries to kill his brother, gets easily, grabbed. And right as that scene is playing out, we get to see Chifuyu getting tied up, and basically Kisaki telling Hanma that the only reason he even teamed up with them is just for the hell of it. He was never planning on stopping Taiju. If anything, he's banking on something a little, I'll tell you later here in this video, but something to happen to use everything that the bad future where Takemichi came back from happens. So we have Takemichi obviously trying to interfere again, Taiju throwing Hakai to the side and punching Takemichi. Now, he has stated that the first time they clashed, it was 30%. This one is 50%, which brings into Takemichi's durability, because Season 1 Takemichi would have been knocked the fuck out, for sure. This one, though, considering he's felt so many punches, and this one, he says, is one that is, like, dangerous for him because it completely dazed the hell out of him. So he was almost knocked the fuck out. He was grabbed, and just as it seemed like Hakai wasn't gonna do anything because he's scared to the living hell and Takemichi's gonna die, Yusaha comes in and is trying to kill Taiju. And guess who the hell set this all up? Of course, the mastermind, the manipulator, Kisaki. But what's funny is Takemichi, a little bit after this, because he manages to say her name, which causes Taiju to be like, huh? And give him the opportunity to avoid a fatal wound. Takemichi has noted that he hasn't really done anything. Hakai failed through his own means. Takemichi didn't save Taiju from being killed from Hakai because Hakai failed on his own. So everything seemed odd, which started to puzzle everything together that, okay, Yusaha is the one that killed Taiju. Yusaha is the one that was the instigator for everything in the original timeline in terms of the timeline he came from. That's what makes this scenario interesting, because Takemichi is learning things. Him accidentally saying Yusaha's name unironically saved Taiju. Had he not said anything, Taiju would have been killed right then and there. Takemichi has changed the timeline now, but now they're all in danger because Taiju is more pissed off. He punches his sister like a fucking maniac, and he's about to kill everyone. Now, I did wanted to note, Taiju has tattoos, like a lot of them in his like six-pack area. In the manga, in the anime, he doesn't for whatever fucking reason. So seeing that he has his back tattoo, which is the most important fucking tattoo for him because it signifies who he is what made me happy, because that is an important tattoo signifying to Taiju. But that's a side note of it. But other than that, he's crying like, hey, why do I, as God, put me to kill my own siblings? It's like, Taiju is kind of fucked up, honestly. As Yuza has said, Taiju has manipulated the word family just so he can manipulate them. Intentionally or unintentionally, doesn't fucking matter. He's an abusive fucking brother. But overall, pretty fucking hype episode. It's the beginning of the Christmas conflict, and I honestly can't wait to see y'all, well, for everyone to see Takemichi rise to the fucking occasion.